Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Marvelous Monday. I'm Leslie Watkins, and today I wanted to talk to you about boxes. So I have a workshop coming up, and it's going to be on box making. And I've been making boxes for a really long time. When I was about 3 years old, my great aunt Flossie showed me how to make a simple folded paper box. And I was mesmerized by it. I just thought it was the most magical thing. And I made hundreds of those boxes as a little girl. And years later, when I was going to art school, I was helping to pay my rent by doing illustration. And I happened to go to a local book publisher. I lived in New York at the time, and I brought a little box with me that I had decorated. And my idea was that the box would be so cute that they would not be able to take it off their desk, that they would use it for paper clips or erasers or whatever. And on the bottom of the box was my information, so that whenever they were looking for an artist, they would think of me. So when I showed the people at the publishing company the box, they looked at one another with a knowing look, and it was a couple, and the wife handed the box to the husband and said, "Oh dear, look at this." And he handed it back, and they said to me, "Thank you very much. We'll let you know if we have any work for you in a week or so." Well, a week later, I got a phone call to come back in for another appointment, and they asked me if I would design a book of boxes for them. And of course I said yes. And that book became this: Make Your Own Floral Gift Boxes, Ready to Cut Designs. Leslie Watkins. And these are some of the pictures of the boxes that I made. And in this book, you could cut out each of these boxes and glue them together and assemble them. And they were roughly the size of a bar of soap. And I painted these watercolors of all the 4 seasons. So you have spring, summer, fall, and winter. And then there were a couple of extras. Here's some more summer flowers, and this was kind of a Florentine design that I did. And this was a pretty popular book back in the day. So this goes back over 30 years, if you can believe it. I can hardly believe it. But I'm still making boxes. And so I thought it might be fun for you to see some of the boxes that I've made over the years. And also to let you know that if you're interested in learning how to make any of these boxes, and just to learn how to make 3 very simple, easy boxes to do, you can sign up for my box making workshop this month. And the way you do that is just to go to my website at dandelioncottagedesign.com and subscribe to Notes. Notes is my monthly newsletter. I'll be sending that out later today, because today is the 1st. It goes out on the 1st. And there will be much more information in there about the upcoming workshops. And there are several. There's more than just the box making. There's also some watercolor and painting with ink workshops coming up this month. But today I just wanted to talk about boxes. So here's an example of a box. This is what we call a belly band. Okay, and a belly band is just simply a band that we use to hold something together that might flop open if it didn't have it. And this is a wonderful box that opens with two wings. You see that? And then there is a little card on the inside, and you could put whatever message you like. And if you can see, the whole thing is lined with beautiful decorative papers, all coordinating. And I will have a link below where you can look at some of the different collections of papers that are available. A lot of them are pretty spectacular. But this is done with cardstock, decorative papers, and then I used a circle punch, stamping, and a little bit of an embellishment. And here's a very simple box. This is very straightforward. It's just your basic reinforced box, so it's very strong. And then all I did was glue these little panels onto the side, and I painted a little watercolor design, very simple, and added some gold paint and a little bow onto the top. So there are a lot of really great ways that you can combine box making with watercolor. So here's an example of a box that I decorated with a watercolor that on its own really wasn't something that I would want to frame or show anybody, something that was in one of my sketchbooks. But when I took it out of the sketchbook and cut it into pieces and then mounted it onto each of these sides of the box, it makes something really very beautiful and interesting and very original. So that's a great way to use up some of your watercolors that you may think are failures, but they're really not. They would make terrific boxes or note cards. So here's an example. This is not exact. It's almost a box. It's not exactly a box. It's what we call a slider. And this has a little mechanism where it's got a ribbon on the top that you can take a chocolate bar and just slip it in there. So for instance, if I take these Post-it notes and just kind of slide them in and press, it draws the ribbon down inside with it. And then when you give this to somebody, they can pull on the ribbon and the chocolate will come out. And this is a box that I decorated with stamping. So these are just inks and stamps that I used to create a landscape. I did some sponging for the sunset, and then I added some spatter and a dragonfly and some foliage down below, and it makes this beautiful scenic kind of a design that makes a wonderful surprise for somebody, and I just added a tag to it. Now here's another box with a watercolor on it. So if I untie the ribbon, you can see the watercolor, and this was a full-size sheet of watercolor that I just painted all over, did an all-over pattern, and then cut it up into pieces. And this box has a second painting inside the lid, and this opens like this, and there is a larger piece of the watercolor paper cut into pieces so that you can make a kind of a mosaic effect. And of course you could fit anything you like. It happens to hold two of these favorite chocolates just right, but you could put all sorts of little things in there. Now when it comes to decorating the boxes, you can go all out. Here's an example of a box that has been decorated on the sides with both colored mats and a coordinating beautiful gold foil paper. And then on the top of the box I used some dies also with the, maybe that's copper foil, and a little peacock feather. And here's this beautiful ribbon that is two-tone. It's got a kind of a greenish tone on one side and a bluish tone on the other. And this makes a beautiful presentation box for a gift. Now, some boxes, let me see if I can show you some of the fancier boxes. This is what we call an explosion box. So again, on the lid of this box, I used some foil paper, and then I put it through an embossing folder to give it this wonderful texture. I think you can see that. All right. And then I watercolor painted these leaves and stamped and die cut them. I added some additional die cuts both in cardstock and metal foil, and some embellishments in this beautiful metallic bow. And this box is an explosion box, meaning that when you take the lid off, the sides collapse, and then on the inside you have all these added surprises. So this box actually has two boxes inside of it. It's got this little treat box that's shaped like a pumpkin, and that opens up and you can put something in there. And then also in the base is a third box that you can put another surprise. And again, on the inside we've got more of those watercolored leaves, the metallic foil cutouts, various embellishments, and I really love these die cuts that are so delicate with these little buds. So that was an autumn themed box. Here's one that I did for the holidays. This one is decorated with sheet music paper, and then it's got a lovely little kind of a 3D bouquet coming off the side here. It's got a little tag. This is also an explosion box, and this one features a Christmas tree on the inside. These are all die cuts. These are also die cuts, and these trees feature the little 3D boughs that come away from the tree itself. And since it's winter time here at Dandelion Cottage, we're in the middle of a blizzard that's happening right now. It's actually extremely beautiful outside. It's a true snow globe kind of day. The snowflakes are just sort of softening all of the colors, making it very bright, and they're just sort of drifting around. Every once in a while a big wind will come and blow them like crazy. But here's a box that has a lot of snow scenes on it. Features the deer, a fox, a squirrel, and a rabbit. And it's got these beautiful little sparkly snowflakes, and this beautiful ribbon. And this one, when you open it up, has this gorgeous decorative foil paper on the inside. And that's ready to hold whatever gift or surprise you may have for somebody on the inside. And then, you know, there are various shapes and sizes. So this is a box that would be great for note cards. You could make a collection of note cards and fit them into something like this. Here's a long and skinny box that you could put maybe some hand cream or a scarf inside of. Here's a very elegant box that has a shaped lid. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it's got like a little scalloped edge all around. And this beautiful 3D flower. This was stamped and painted with watercolor, and then it was shaped with a large ball burnisher to give these petals this lovely lifelike added dimension. And also this was done on watercolor paper, so it's really soft. It has this wonderful tactile quality about it. And then there are these beautiful golden stamens on the inside that were cut out with a die. And these leaves are also die cut. So I think you get the idea. Boxes don't have to be square. Here's a box that's kind of a pillow-shaped box. This is a little origami box made with decorative paper, and it has a fitted lid that comes off like that. And here's another box decorated with a peacock feather. You know, I'm a big fan of peacock feathers. I think they just add so much fun to your gift wrapping. So that is one last box. I wanted to show you this cute little box. This one opens up. It's got an angled side. Okay, so it opens like on the side. It has a little triangle side, and inside is the perfect size to hold a chocolate treat. So that's all I've got to share with you right now with these beautiful boxes. And I hope that gives you some kind of ideas for some of the boxes that you may want to make for Valentine's Day, for birthdays, for Mother's Day. You know, they're not just for Christmas. You can use boxes all year round. And the box making workshop that's coming right up will be a video tutorial, and it will show you how to make a very simple box, a reinforced box, which is a very sturdy, strong box that will last for years and serve as a wonderful keepsake for you to share with somebody, and the explosion box, so that you can surprise somebody with all the wonderful things that you can put on the inside. So again, the website is dandelioncottagedesign.com. Subscribe to Notes, and you will get the issue that goes out today, the February issue, and in it will be all of the information about how you can sign up and register and pay for the box making workshop. It'll also include a list of materials that you'll want to have on hand so that you can make things like this, and also greeting cards, tags, bookmarks. And this is a great time to start making some of these wonderful things that you can share with your friends and family that you may not be able to spend time with in person, but you can still let them know that you're thinking about them, and you can cheer them up and give them a lovely surprise. So stay well, stay creative. I'll see you again on Wednesday for Watercolor Wednesday. And I will post additional information below the video in just a little while. After I'm done with the video, I'll go back and I'll edit the description box so that you can have all the information that you need. And I'll see you next time.